What is going down, everyone? Aside from Mojobreak.com, the hype episode 320. The year 2023 is coming to a close. Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everybody out there that's listening. We appreciate you guys more than you know. All your guys' comments coming up to the Nationals saying hello. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The best and the worst of 2023. Best product, best athletes, worst product, worst athletes, biggest moments in the hobby. So we'll be talking about that. We also are going to look at some sales, and we're just going to overall riff on this show, guys. Also, does anybody have any New Year's resolutions for your hobby collecting needs? I'd like to hear it on our Facebook group. What things you're planning for 2024. Are you going to continue the same path? Are you trying to buy more? Are you trying to buy less? Are you trying to change your buying patterns? Always a good feedback for everybody else to see. Maybe I'll start with you guys. New Year's resolutions for the hobby. Let's start with C-Rad. What do you think?
Well, this is a big one, right? Since I switched over from the A's fandom to the Dodger fandom, I think it is now time to switch my focus and go all in on my man Shohei Ohtani. So,
first of all, let's pronounce his name right.
Ohtani?
Shohei Ohtani, that's my boy.
I mean, he is great.
Is that like Arson Judge?
If only.
Hey.
I think it's
we haven't even actually addressed this on the show yet. That Shohei Ohtani has decided, you know what? I'm gonna go and be evil. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna join. I put it on Twitter, so I'm using my old jokes. I'm gonna go from being an angel to literally joining the most satanic professional sports team in LA. So you know what? It's your life. You do what you want to do. But again, just know we're all judging you, Shohei. So,
yeah, I like the fact that when he signed with the Dodgers, he was at the Rams game, and it was like, did anybody realize that he's just been in LA for the last 6 years?
Yeah, that's so funny.
It's like welcome to LA.
Wow, welcome to LA. I was literally down the 5.
But, I mean, I get it.
And he took Puka Nakua's number. That's kind of blasphemous because there's
I think
obviously
it's
one
funny.
player that's bigger than the other. Puka Nakua is bigger than Shohei.
I mean, I am not going to hate, though. Like, I would love for my team to go out there and make moves and
looks like I'm going to have to do the hating for everybody on the show,
sign
clearly.
the best players. Like, I mean, being a fan and seeing your organization do it that way, like, has to make you feel pretty good.
It's great when everything is just spoon-fed to you as a fan, when it's just, like, easy to just,
who cares
just
when a Dodger dog is
literally build
$37?
a cheat code. That's great. It's great for the game of baseball to have every single amazing player on one team, so good, good for them. Good for them. And can't wait for that first round exit.
Move over, Yankees. There's a new spender.
Yeah, now that's the only benefit is that now 28 other fan bases go, oh, they suck. And I go, yeah, welcome to the club, buddy. Welcome to the Dodger Hate Club. Come on board. There's so much room.
I don't. Hey, I'm jealous.
I'm wildly jealous.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
I mean, we're going to get Cody Bellinger.
I'm wildly jealous, but I also hate them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because Cody sounds like a madman over here. You're saying, like, all these other fan bases are going to hate the Dodgers. I don't think that's true. I think just the Giants fan base here in the Bay Area are going to hate the Dodgers.
Talk to Yankee fans after the Yamamoto deal didn't go through. Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yankees fans don't have a lot of room to talk, first of all.
Oh, I know it. They're number 2.
Having them complain about how they didn't get any free agents is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's about the least.
Can they move back to Brooklyn? Is that possible?
Yeah, move back to Brooklyn. Better yet, move off the planet Earth. I'm okay with that too.
That's how I feel about the Niners.
Yeah, well,
wow.
There's a kinship there at least, I guess.
So, yeah, that's my New Year's resolution. Collect more Shohei Ohtani. So, yeah.
What about the other guy,
Yamamoto? Yeah, he just got unveiled
Mookie Betts, all them Dodgers.
12 years, huh? 12 years for both those guys.
12 years for both. Well, 10 for Ohtani.
Oh, 10.
You know what set I'm going to make?
Yamamoto.
Each guy's first Dodger chrome rainbow. Boom.
There's going to be so many dual autos next year.
Ichiro will be in there too. Triple.
I mean, I'm jealous. I mean, they may win.
Are they just going to have the WBC
games?
in the Dodger Stadium and now?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they're going to have.
Could the Dodgers go 162-0?
Yeah, they will, and then they will lose. They will lose to an 83 win Cincinnati Reds.
Don't worry, Cody. I'll send you a video from the parade next year.
I've been to 3, so that's not a
Been
big
to 3
deal.
Dodger parades?
Yeah, and no, I've been to 3 Giants parades.
Why would you go to a Dodger parade?
And guess what? Dodgers didn't even get a parade for their fake World Series.
How many
It
games did
was
they
real.
play that year?
It was real.
It was the best out of 5.
There was like 5 games, basically.
games.
Might as well have been, because it's essentially the same sample size. You're essentially, let's crown a champion after the first week of the season. Not much difference. Really
I
wasn't
love
that
how
much.
animated Cody is.
All those cardboard.
You want to
cutouts
get
were
Cody
super
animated, you
excited.
just talk about baseball and the Dodgers and his love for Otani. I mean, the funny thing is that you go back a month ago and you love Otani.
I'm wearing an Otani jersey.
Yeah, not anymore.
Straight to the garbage.
Not anymore.
I think there's a Skip Bayless type video of you throwing it in the garbage.
Yeah, I actually
With a bad face.
I messed up. I should have
done
done that. Should have done that. But no, I'm not like Skip
I
Bayless.
dare you to do it.
I'm not like Skip Bayless. I don't subject my wife to be like, hey,
I will
honey, can
spray
you
paint-
record me throwing away this Micah Parsons jersey? Because I'm a 75-year-old man and this is a normal thing for me to do. Anyway, Dodgers stink.
What episode number are we again?
320
Oh, I just want
to end 2020.
320, right?
Is that a New Year's resolution for you to remember numbers, podcast numbers?
Just remember numbers in general.
Oh, okay.
Like not
That's a
even
good one.
Not even hobby related, but just in life.
Just remember numbers.
Just remembering numbers.
Good batting average, 320.
320.
That's a good one.
It's probably what Otani's gonna hit this year. For the
I was about to say.
Damn
Yeah.
it. Walked right into
yeah.
that one. Walked right into that one.
Giants need to bring back Barry Bonds next year.
Yeah, that might
get
be
rid of
the
that
only
left
way
field
to-
curse.
Might be the only way to do it.
Just
I think we've
still
had
play.
was it 37 years in a row that we've had a new starting left fielder.
Basically. Keep it going 38 in a row.
Yeah, as far as my collecting goals for this upcoming year is to maybe be a little bit more focused on maybe 1 or 2 players rather than try to grab a lot of different things. But we'll see. Trying to grow the Nick Bosa PC and some more Brock Purdy, and always looking for Barry Bonds and Buster Posey. So maybe I'll focus more on those rather than buying like Cade Cunningham, who can't win a game and has lost 27 in a row. So
What's Purdy cards up to right now?
they're a lot.
I mean, you want to talk about a roller coaster of emotions they do go it literally week in and week out. I don't think any card fluctuates as much as Brock Purdy.
They're still number 1 seed.
The opinion, no opinion on a player fluctuates more than Brock Purdy. I mean, honestly, let's be honest.
My opinion's never changed.
No, I know that. You're very consistent with it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the guy. I think you guys have a great
Still think he's the
quarterback, number 14. He just could be the guy to take you to the next level.
Still think he's the guy, but respect where respect is due. Ravens came out, they played.
I'm talking
they
Sam
came out
Darnold.
Oh well,
Sam
let's not
Darnold
go
is the
crazy
guy.
here.
He is the guy that can take you guys to the promised
Well,
land.
you know what the real story here is that nobody's really talking about that Monday night Raven-Niner game is that, Brock Purdy lost to his father, John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
After. So,
I
the father always has to teach the son a lesson, and he lost to his dad, John Harbaugh. So, I mean, I want to get a paternity test because
I didn't connect the dots there, and then someone did that like half and half of their faces, and it is a little haunting how accurate that is. It's a little weird.
yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
It's like when they do a half and half on your guys' face.
Yeah, basically. same
pretty
idea.
much, pretty
Same
much,
idea.
pretty much. I'm trying to find a good picture to show these guys
Yeah,
here.
it's
I mean,
pretty
kinda.
it's pretty dead on. I'll tell you, my resolution is to not.
I kind of see it.
It was originally not to buy any more overseas Disney cards. The Kakawows, and I saw Topps Chrome UK Disney, and I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it again. I'm gonna tell you right now though that is gonna be broken the first week of January because there's Kakawow Marvel cards that.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, I think I can't resist that. I know C-Rat's probably in the same boat as me.
Jumping on
I have
that
not
train.
seen it.
Yeah,
I have not seen it.
Kakawow Marvel MCU.
I will say the Topps Chrome Disney cards look cool. I wish we had access to it. I wish we could get it for cheaper. I just don't know if I'm okay with spending $400 a box on that thing.
Somebody posted up the Minnie Mouse Superfractor.
Yeah, $150,000.
$150,000.
Mini. Yeah, I mean, it's just
Mini,
iconic.
like not
For
even
Minnie.
not even the main mouse.
Not even old Mick. Not even the old mouse
The Minnie
himself.
Mouse Superfractor?
Yeah.
Minnie Mouse is
Oh, okay.
$150K. So we're looking at $300K then for Mickey minimum.
Yeah, of course. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of all. But see, I don't know why we don't have a license.
That's fair.
For these for America, because Disney needs all the help they can right now with their stocks. I mean, why can't they just pump out 1 million products? I mean, nobody really wants the Ravensburg stuff. I mean, they want the Topps Chrome stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Lorcana seems to be pretty in demand.
It was, but it to a true card collector, it's a gaming card.
Yeah,
right?
it's
a gaming card.
Gaming.
I would like the Topps Chrome. I love the Cockawwow, but now we're getting it shoved down our throats now. So I mean. But I do like the Topps Chrome. I wish I could get a facsimile auto of Nemo, but it's not going to happen.
How would he?
Just go to Disneyland.
How would Nemo sign?
That's true. That'd be mouth.
I mean, very difficult.
All right, let's get into this best and worst. I mean, I guess let's start with talking about maybe everybody's opinion on the biggest moment in the hobby of this year. So 2023, what is the biggest moment? And we can start with I'll start with Cody this time.
Biggest moment
for you.
Well,
that transcended 2023.
Well. I think there's one moment we're all thinking about it. Happened not that far away from here. Of course, it was our triple logo man pull, the flawless triple logo man pull. Personally,
to me, that was just. I mean, I'm the one who actually pulled it.
That's just another day at the office.
That's just another day at the office. That's kind of what we do here. Get all those juice cases,
which I believe was the highest modern sale card this year.
It was. Just saying.
I mean, Mojobreak.com, getting a break.
I will say, in all honesty, I think the story to me that maybe not in this present moment is going to it defines it, but I think when we look back, it will define sort of the future of this hobby is the ongoing Panini Fanatics lawsuit, the ongoing legal battle that's going to extend into 2024. Maybe it becomes more of a 2024 story, but I think
it's going to go longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're going to hear much. I think it's going to run out until
the license
run out.
Yep. I think that rivalry is the thing that is going to define the hobby. It defined it this year. We saw really the first effects of it this year with the exclusives and all that stuff and what Fanatics is doing. So it's, if we sound like a broken record in 24, 25, 26, this is going to be the defining story of this industry for, like you said, until the licenses switch over.
Yeah, I think the defining story going into it, again, the exclusives. The exclusives are, from a collector standpoint, it's like the worst thing that can happen. Because we're going to go through every football release this year, and we're not going to see a licensed C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, by far, going to probably win, without a doubt, going to get Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Quarterback, the Texans are probably going to make the playoffs. They were supposed to be rebuilding. They're a good young team. And we're not going to get any C.J. Stroud licensed autos. Going into next year, we're going to have to be dealing with the same thing. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, which have already been named. Maybe, Marvin Harrison. Are we going to get Marvin Harrison autos? Is this going to be next year? Is it going to be like all exclusives? All the top players exclusives. We think it's bad now. It's going to get progressively worse before it gets better. And that is what I'm not looking forward to in 2024 and what we had to deal with in 2023.
Yeah, and educating collectors about the autographs and who's in there and who's not. I mean, we'll see how Prism performs this year. C-Rad, what do you think of the biggest moment of this year in this hobby is?
Personally and for the company as well, it's still got to be the logo man for us. Biggest pull in company history. That was a moment in time to pull a card that significant. I've never would imagine being in the room with that card being pulled. So, that's for me personally. I think that's one of the bigger moments.
The stars aligned. It could have been just a case that you did or Greg did.
The timing of it all. Yeah.
Just Joe Staley had to leave.
But, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
So, that being also probably, like you said, probably the biggest modern card that was pulled this year as well. Just all the attention we got, the hype around we got for that hitting that card, and then beyond that, it is starting to see the Fanatics take place. You know what I mean? Like them launching Fanatics Live, them getting these exclusive licenses, them us finally getting the their vision for what they're starting to lay out their vision, what they have for the hobby, and us, just us being able to get more products through them directly was a cool thing to see, because normally we would get only very few of certain products. Now we getting a lot more through them. So,
See, I think the turning point this year, whether you loved it or you hate it, was the taco fractor, because I think that was the start of all the marketing, and people just loved to hate it. I mean, it was like most people hated it, but like it was just like when that came out, because the Brady stuff followed after that, the debut patch followed after that, the retro fractors followed after that. It was like their first taste of like, let's try something new and weird and wacky, and let's give people diabetes and stuff like that. But like the taco fractor, trying to tie it into the game, I think was like maybe not the biggest moment, but I'm saying it's like the kind of the turning point of seeing some of the marketing from Topps and Fanatics.
Yeah, again, Topps Fanatics has done a great job marketing. I would say if I was to take anything out of 2023, this is the most amount of marketing into the mainstream that our industry has seen. So some people would probably look at it as like a negative, because people don't want their hobby to become mainstream. The reason why they're in it, they actually like to be part of a small group. They don't like for their band to go out and, make a sellout record and cut their hair.
They don't want to hear their ad. They don't want to hear their song on a, Applebee's commercial.
Or like the Mission Impossible soundtrack. I'm going heavy into Metallica right now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
What are your guys' favorite like individual cards for the year? You had the MLB debut patch 1/1, which is a game-worn jersey that had a patch that was taken off, put into 1/1. A lot of them are still out there coming out of Chrome Update. The retro fractor of Ruth, Babe Ruth, in a Red Sox uni as a first Bowman in Bowman Chrome. That was a big insert. I'd like to mention some Panini ones, but I don't think there's really been any new ones. But
also what's not on the definitive dual
Ohtani
Ruth autos. The MLB debut patch, I think was an amazing idea. I still am not sold on it being in that product. I think there could have been either a new product that can come out that they would include that, or put it in an existing high-end product. I do want to see one in person. I still
C-Red
can.
got a redemption, right?
Yep.
But
that's the only one we've had so far, right?
I want to say that there's no more than like 15 or 20 that have been pulled out of the 91.
Not much.
So I think there is still a healthy amount, and none of the four big ones.
I estimate there's at least still 70% of them still out there.
Jeez.
And we opened a lot.
200 plus cases.
I mean, to throw a number on it, I guess, somewhere around there.
What do you guys
Who's
think?
counting?
Let me pose this question a little bit differently. What was the most talked about single card this year? Whether it be a super fractor of a player, whether it be this insert we're already talking about. What do you think was the biggest chatter in the hobby of a single card?
I get what you mean, because last year was the triple logo man of LeBron for sure.
Right.
Maybe the Tom Brady. The Tom Brady 12 of 50 gold.
What about the Drew Jones super fractor?
Yeah, that one.
Drew Jones.
I think though, Dan, because I think
The Victor Wembanyama inscribed card.
that was a big one. That was a really big one. I think it might either be the Wemby or the Brady, because also remember the Brady. It feels like if you're thinking, this recency bias because it's only been the last month, but we have had this card on our minds since March of this year.
Yeah, actually.
Back at the industry conference, they mentioned it.
Conference, yeah, that's right.
So this has been something we've been thinking, like every time a new Bowman comes out, we go, is this the Brady one? Is this the Brady Bowman?
I think we realized maybe halfway through the year that it was going to be draft.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of all knew that was going to be the release. Now, we didn't know that the inscriptions was something I think we found out later on.
Yeah.
And the first
I think
look,
that's the most talked about because it was so divided. It angered so many people in the hobby, but it didn't prevent people from buying boatloads of Bowman Draft and ripping them.
my thought on the Tom Brady card is always that it's one. First of all, I don't care if it's baseball or football. It's freaking Tom Brady. His stuff is only gonna go up with time. I mean, regardless, like his autos are already super limited as is. You don't find him in a lot of products these days, even when he was still active and playing. And then what's funny is that leading up to Bowman draft, I don't think like people were like, "Oh, okay, Brady's in it, cool." It wasn't until they showed that inscription, then people were really like, "Oh wow,
Right.
it's like really in there." And then people started going crazy for it. It's weird, like there wasn't that much hype coming into Bowman
I mean,
draft
the
about the
Superfractor
Brady.
should have more hype, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
It didn't.
there was some hype, but not as much as I was expecting. But then when the product came out, then it really picked up. Like people were like, "Yeah." For me, dude, it's still the single card that I'm most excited about for the year, because being a big basketball fan too, is still the 75th anniversary logo man. Like that was the last product that it was in, right? Flawless. It was the last chance to get any 75th anniversary logo mans. How often are you gonna get to live through when they do these anniversary logo mans? Not very often, right?
Well, I was gonna
every
say,
25 years.
It's gonna age well.
Struggling to find a Panini, the biggest card for Panini, and I guess maybe that might be it.
I think it's definitely any logo man with. You're right, C-Rod. Anything with the 75th anniversary, it's one that's going to age really well as we go
That's
on.
gonna
You're going to
age
go, wow,
beautifully,
that's
yeah.
like it's just going to stand out. And I think the market might correct it where it's like those ones, of like a veterans logo man. That's going to be the one of a non-rookie you're going to want.
Yeah, I
probably.
mean, they messed up by putting
I
Luca on there, but I mean,
I think
you know,
Panini
not really.
Panini has had a lot.
Bro just went over 10,000 points.
It should have been Durant.
He's the fastest to 10,000 points since Michael Jordan. You ever heard of him?
Does he have any rings?
Panini's
No rings.
had a tough year, like with the litigation and the exclusives and like the cloud over like, are they going to be sold? Are they not going to be sold? Like, I think making product innovations probably went to the back burner. Losing a bunch of their staff, a lot of their designers, a lot of that. Like, I think that without a doubt affected Panini's opportunity to innovate or come up with new designs in their products. So I think that's why we're sitting here going, man, Topps did this, Topps did that, Topps did this, and then we're like, well, what did Panini do? They
Flawless again.
tried to navigate how they were going to be in the space is what they did. Like, and honestly, like, yeah, probably had some bigger things that they were working on that didn't involve figuring out a new color parallel and prism.
I mean, honestly, maybe the Brock Purdy NT RPAs are probably on that short list of top 5 Panini cards this year. I mean,
I think pretty easily, yeah.
maybe Paolo Banchero RPAs and logo mans, which I don't know.
But what was
has the Paolo Banchero logo man been pulled? I mean, that's the other thing.
But there was nothing
like we're not
about-
even talking about that. This guy's having a fantastic season.
Amazing.
NT just came out like a couple.
Chet Holmgren
months.
is also having an amazing year.
Yeah.
Right. So are those logo mans out there yet? We don't know. Nobody's talking
But
about
there
it.
was nothing about those cards that were different.
Yeah.
Like they're like the innovation from Panini. What did they do new this year that they had not done in the past?
Right, and that's my point. But I'm also like, what's their biggest card? And I guess the triple logo man goes up there. Maybe the Brock Purdy shield goes up there. Maybe the Banchero that hasn't been pulled goes up there. Soccer, I don't really know if there's anything that happened for them this year that really kind of moves the needle a little bit.
How about the kid who sold the Mac Jones black for like?
Was that this year or was that the year before?
I think it was the year before, but
Yeah.
still, like
It's paying off this year by Mac
just
Jones.
wrap your head around that. He sold it for what, $100,000?
$100K.
Yeah.
$100K.
What's that card now?
a couple $100?
No, a couple hundred.
Why
Couple-
would you?
couple
why
thousand,
would
though.
you? Why would you want it?
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't.
$1,000. $1,000.
I'd pay
I bet.
that.
Yeah, I bet it's 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Which
not
I guess is-
100.
No, it's a few hundreds.
Closer to 300.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you would be out of your mind if you were like 10 grand.
Yeah, no, God,
Yeah,
no.
you're. What do you?
Yeah,
That ain't Bailey Zappi.
yeah, it does. I didn't know
I
Zap
mean, I
Zap.
may be a little biased, but what about the 2023 Panini Instant CJ Stroud autos that came out? I mean, that's probably some of their biggest cards of the year.
I think you're right. And some of at this point, we'll see it later. The one-of-one Nebula Mosaic. of CJ Stroud
that's
is one of
CJ
the biggest
but
of
that,
the year.
But
so
that's
He pulled
CJ,
the black one.
Right.
But that's CJ Stroud right there. That one that Doug's talking about,
Yeah.
the instant. That is right now would be the biggest autographed CJ Stroud card you can get.
Easy.
Biggest autographed rookie of 2023. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now the tables were flipped, and Anthony Richardson.
I mean,
stayed
I would
healthy,
say
a
I
little
would say
bit
those
different.
cards. I don't even know what they go for, but they're critically
I
undervalued.
think I saw the
They're
the
kind of
highest
ugly, yeah,
sale.
I will.
Yeah, they're not the most eye appealing
I would say
cards.
they should be six figures.
It was $6K.
They should be six figures.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
120, 130. I don't know, 180 maybe.
Yeah, a PSA 10 I believe was about $6,000.
Yeah,
a couple about
sold one of ours a little too early, but hey, got a cool 3K for it.
we should
so-
never sell another
Which
one.
is
again.
honestly about what they're. I mean, that's probably about what they're going for right now, frankly. Which is that's under. If it's
under.
if it's going to be the only officially licensed auto, it's going to be under.
Now, I'm actually those cards. Do they go up or do they go down with Prism coming out?
There's not gonna be any autos.
I don't
I
think
know,
there should be,
I know. But you get say Prism Gold comes out, right? Prism Gold, CJ Stroud sells for $60,000-$70,000. I'm throwing just a random price out there, right? Sells for that amount. Does that get more eyeballs on high dollar cards? And they're just like, I want to find an autograph version
Could be.
of a CJ Stroud rookie card.
I
on
think
the
it's all gonna
Texans,
depend
and then
on-
you find that instant, and then do those start going up with the buzz at how much his cards from Prism are going for without autos?
I mean, what seed? I mean, they're actually not even in the playoffs as it stands right now. The Colts are.
It's a
So,
weird, yeah. It's like a three-way tie in the AFC South, where I think the Jags have the tiebreaker at this point.
I mean, the Raiders are playing the Colts this weekend. The Raiders win, and let's just say the Texans are playing. Who are they playing? They are playing
We're playing some playoff machine right now.
playoff machine. I've been playing it
Nice.
this morning. And who the Texans play? The Texans are playing the Titans division game this week. So. Yeah, so that'd be a simple. Oh wow!
And
so
Colts
they
and Texans
actually
play each other in-
four
last week.
seed. Yeah, they could move up to the 4 seed, which they would be playing probably the Browns. You have a possibility. So if he wins that first round game, it might be a time to sell.
Yeah. I'll throw in, if we're talking, we haven't really talked about worst, and I don't know if this even qualifies as worst. I just think it's one where I'm like, after all these cards we talked about, that Topps is throwing a bunch of stuff against the wall, see what sticks. To me, of all the things that got a lot of hype, but I don't think it's going to last, the retrofractors. I think they're interesting. I thought it was fun, but there are retrofractors in Bowman Draft. Absolutely nobody is talking about them.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And I think that like Tom Brady is Tom Brady. You got Tom Brady autos. The MLB debut patches, you're creating something at the level of an NT flawless RPA for baseball that can be on that same level. The retrofactors is just a picture of a retired player.
I agree with you, and
low number.
I actually wish they would have kept it only a non-autograph set. The fact that they've thrown in Yastrzemski and Johnny Bench, because they are living versions of these legends, I just think you just keep it as a non-autograph.
I think they're cool, but they don't have the same right.
I think
Yeah.
they add extra value in chase. I
Yeah.
mean, doesn't hurt putting them in.
No, it's like I said,
mean,
it's
it
not
adds value
it's
to
not
the
that bad,
product.
but-
Yeah, it's not like it's devaluing the product
Sure.
by any means. It's not like, oh, these retrofractors, if I get one of them, like I don't even want it.
Yeah.
No, I mean it adds value.
Well, let's get into the worst product of the year. Let's start with that. Let's
Product?
start
We're
with
being
worst
too nice.
product. It could be across hockey, basketball, soccer, baseball. So who wants to take that one to start off? Which one comes to the top of your mind? Once again, if you guys are listening to this, jump on the Fans of Mojobreak or the Hype Group and put your pick for worst product as well.
Because it just came out and it's fresh in my mind, and I saw a fair amount of breaks that we did. Flawless collegiate football. It was tough
I will say
for the price point.
I will say that a couple of months were actually pretty decent. There was one briefcase, and there was a couple other ones that were okay. I see what you guys mean. Like some of the bad ones are really bad. I actually pulled that Testaverde and what is that Coretti card?
Oh, you did?
Gino Toretta?
Toretta.
Nice.
Toretta and Testa. I pulled that yesterday.
Product hit?
But I will say one briefcase. Of
That
mine-
doesn't that shouldn't get anybody excited.
Yeah, no. Of course not. One briefcase I had the in the regular box had a Purdy dual patch auto on card Purdy.
I saw that one. That was
And then the inside had a number 3 veteran patch auto. I think it was a big name veteran QB too. I forget who it was. So not all too bad, but yeah, in general, it's
I said
it's not the best.
But potentially, like, you could have a briefcase where your main hit is an autograph of like
Zay Jones,
Zay Flowers,
yeah, Zay Flowers, yeah,
or Zay Jones.
I got one for
different rookie year.
I got one for worst, and it's maybe more the biggest reach of the year. Leaf Pop Century Decadence. Oh. Just a reach. It's fun. We love that stuff.
Get ready
It's
for
super
I don't think it was
fun
priced high enough.
to rip.
I
It's
think-
super
I think it should've been
fun.
higher.
But
Why go at 1,000? Should have been 2,000.
right, $1,000, and you got a 2 out of 5 John Travolta auto. No disrespect to old Johnny T, but
No,
Come
dude,
on.
there-
and
I saw-
that would be and you're
yeah,
thinking
that's
that
a
might
good
be
one.
a
There
good
was
box.
like Denise Richards, number to 5.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it was definitely reaching on that one, and the Pop Century stuff is
I actually
always a
thought
favorite. It's
Pop
fun,
Century as a whole was and I love that product year in and year out. I actually think this is the worst it's been.
but yeah,
yeah, it was
You
tough.
think it's
Took-
partly
took
because
it-
of the price point?
Price point didn't help, but
Yeah.
definitely took a substantial step back. Like, we will not be buying as much of it next year as we purchased this year because the value just wasn't there. We lost a lot of money on it.
Pearl too is coming out. Leaf Pop Century Pearl.
Yeah, I'm
Jeez Louise.
Pop Century Pearl?
Yep.
Give it up, Leaf.
Yeah.
They have a fun looking new Tommy DeVito card if anyone's interested.
the
How-
backup,
how much higher-
the backup Tommy
How
card.
Yeah,
much
that's
higher
right.
end can they make it?
I don't know.
They're all one card, $10,000.
How fancy can you make all of your
Hey, man, when you drop a pearl in there,
4th, 5th supporting actors on The Sopranos auto cards? You know, I don't know how much more you can get.
I wonder if they even have a price point on that yet. Leaf Pop Century Pearl. No,
Yeah.
nothing yet, but I know they announced it. Unless it's Pearl that's going to be in Pearl, but have Pop Century
But
inserts. That would be okay.
I think I agree. I agree with the. I would lump Pop Century as a whole, but the
Decadence really stood out.
Decadence really was like it was like Pop Century was really tough this year for the price point, and then Decadence came out and it's like cherry on top.
If you want to do Leafs,
Hold my beer.
if you want to
Hold
do
my beer.
Pop Century at the same price point it is right now, while sprinkling in the Decadence stuff, knock it. That hey,
Like once a case or
yeah.
two times
If that's
a
what you
case
want
or
to do to
something.
justify it, then I think that's fine. But yeah, splitting it all up now 3 ways, it's too much.
And it was the same subjects pretty much that was in the regular one.
It's got to stand out. It's got to be something.
I think my worst product, and there's a caveat to this, I actually think Topps Chrome Update is the worst product.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the debut patches, but what we did is we just...
We still got
just-
some of that in stock. So
Yeah,
let's
Let's
tread a little bit here.
because you take the Kool-Aid, and the main part of the Kool-Aid is the debut patches, but you got to put a lot more water in it. And you got... I think what happens is you've got Chrome that already came out, so you've got your Trout base, you've got your Ohtani base, you've got your, anybody, Acuna. Those guys already have Chrome cards. So now you make a base checklist for update, and it's the sweepings. It's the sweepings of what's left of the MLB. You've got Zach Eflin. I mean, who's really going to want a Zach Eflin, base or a superfractor? I'm just looking at the checklist right now to remember who I was pulling. Michael Wacha, James Paxton. These are guys that did not have Chrome cards. They did not make the first 300 card base set. So now they're in the remaining 300, or what are we going, 220? It's 220 guys. They have to kind of find guys that got called up and stuff like that and got traded. And, so now you just don't have a lot. And then you take the rookies in there. They've already had autos, so they have sticker autos of these guys. Yes, the debut patch is the reason why everybody's chasing this product. But the overall checklist, I think, is terrible. It would never succeed. It would be probably a quarter of the price if there wasn't the debut patches in there.
It was better than 22
By
Chrome
far.
update. So
yeah, well, just because
Much
of the
better.
chance of who you're going to get.
well, it's still better.
It's funny because I think it also can be easily. I think you can nominate it for most improved product of the year.
yeah, it's
right?
No,
most
it's-
improved product and worst product of the year.
I can't deny any of that. I'm just, you get 2 crappy autos and you're doing regular chrome, maybe you got a Mike Trout refractor. Maybe you got an Ohtani refractor. You're not getting that in here because they're not in here. So that's my whole point is it's hard to take the sweepings of everything else. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with, you have Series 1, Series 2, and then you have Update, right? Update's kind of, unless there's a guy that breaks out or they hold him out. Well, they didn't hold anybody out at Chrome this year.
There wasn't, there really wasn't that much.
I mean, it would have
rookie-wise.
been pretty much a disaster if the debut patches didn't exist. It would have been very similar to 22 Chrome Update, which you can make an argument was probably one of the worst releases of 2022.
It was the worst one of 2022.
It was bad. It was real bad.
And, I mean, honestly, Topps' collegiate products. I mean, specifically the Chrome University Football Breaker Delight. Was double the price for the same amount of autos and less cards, less inserts, less parallels. So there's that. I mean, even the Wembanyama bum in Chrome.
Sometimes less is
you know
more,
that was like we package one guy that everybody wants, and the rest is just filler. I actually like the Bronny set better. I think McDonald's All-American was better than any of their collegiate products they put out.
I'll go to bat for Bowman Chrome U basketball because not only Wemby, you got Caitlin Clark was a huge chase. You had a couple. Scoot was in there, right? Scoot Henderson.
Brandon Miller.
So there's a couple. There was a few guys.
The Breaker Delight, though.
That skew for football
that
was
skew
tough.
for football. I still want somebody to tell me why it was double the price with the same amount of autos, less cards, and obviously no rookie base cards.
I know we're not on best of the year, but yeah, and it was really weird when you're looking at Topps Chrome Breaker Delight, which was a huge hit out the gate. We were ripping through that really fast, and I think we were enjoying ripping it. It was a fun one. Customers liked it. So, yeah, it was a huge disappointment. And one more thing about the Topps Chrome update, I think next year it has a legit shot to be one of the most popular baseball products of the year because now you're getting you have a full year of MLB debut patches, and we know we've got Ellie De La Cruz, we got Jason Dominguez, we got a huge crop of rookies. The entire rookie class should conceivably have MLB debut patches in Topps Chrome.
But what if they decide not to put the debut patches in Topps Chrome Update next year? There is no guarantee.
And frankly, because
that this is a staple every single year going forward.
This could have been a try it out. We really only have about 4 to 5 really high in demand ones. Next year's going to be a lot more because you're going to have all the rookies from Series 1, Series 2, and Update. That maybe, you're like, okay, now it's big enough where we can throw it in definitive or whatever it may be.
All right, let's move on to the product of the year. Who wants to take that one first?
A lot of good choices, man. A lot of good choices. Damn. That's
I'll
tough.
start. Topps Chrome Update. That's also the product of the year. It's because of the debut patches.
It's got many layers.
Yeah, it's a love and hate product. I mean, I did like the Breaker Delight version of that. I think that was the way to digest that product. I mean, the hobby is pretty cheap too, but the fact that you could pull the Breaker Delight, the update patches in Breaker Delight was a nice feature. I think Definitive is pretty good as well. I think they did a great job with the checklist. I remember in other years being like, man, I can't believe they put this guy in Definitive. I can't believe they put this guy in Definitive. And I didn't get a lot of that this year. I think it was obviously it's not for everybody. It's a $2,500 box, but 10 cards you're getting. You're not going to go completely disappointed if you buy a box.
You know what didn't come out at the end of the year? Transcendent.
There hasn't been a Transcendent product this year.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just usually it does come out right before the end of the year. No Transcendent. Are we going back to the drawing board? Maybe.
Hopefully.
Are they trying to revamp?
Because that
Transcendent, or are they getting rid of Transcendent?
Because that's the let's face it, Transcendent is the Breaker street cred product. You got to buy it and show up to the party and be like, I busted so many cases of Transcendent, I lost money on it, but I'm here at the party. So I paid, I don't know, $100,000 to hang out with Griffey for one night, and he could maybe remember me. Or I could go and hang out with Hank Aaron.
Hey, you hung out with Hank Aaron. You
Yeah,
hung
it's
out
cool.
with kangaroo.
It's pretty cool.
I did say.
Are you talking about yourself?
I am. Yeah. But it is like it's like a pissing contest because I and some may say they are making money on it, but it became a pretty bad proposition value wise to the consumer at the end of the day.
100%.
Sure. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I just kind of realized that it didn't come out. So, and we were getting an insane amount of Transcendent releases. You go back a couple years ago, and we were getting like 6 or 7
Bowman,
Transcendent.
Hall of Fame.
A Hall of Fame. I mean, we were getting to the point where I was like, is there going to be an update Transcendent update?
Thank God.
But I mean, and you go to WWE had Transcendent.
Star Wars had a
Star Wars
version.
Transcendent.
Tennis.
There was a tennis Transcendent.
It's too much Transcendent.
The WWE one was nice. As a wrestling fan. It was also half the cost of the baseball one too.
And
so.
you get that one you would get a ticket to WrestleMania.
Right, which is
And you
equivalent
would
to like
get-
a
That's
World
pretty
Series
cool.
ticket.
You would
Yeah.
get a floor seat, and then you would be able to take home the fold up chair
Yeah.
that was branded
Oh,
WWE.
shoot. That's
a really good deal.
That's actually
Yeah.
pretty
Should've done
awesome.
that.
And it was half the cost of the baseball transcendent.
Only bring back WWE Transcendent. Basically, only bring that one back.
But damn man, if I'm at the pick, I mean, definitive. And I say this goes with the fact that we got so much more of it this year because of our direct account with Topps. And I got to rip a lot more of it. You guys, everybody that listens, everybody that breaks with us know that I love Definitive. It's my top 5 product every year. This year, it damn near became the best product to me of the year because I got to see so much more of it and I saw how good it was overall as a product. But man, I still have to, I know it's so boring and it's not gonna change still though. Like as long as we still have it, flawless NBA, the national treasures, football and basketball. Those are busting. Those is like, it's a different from opening anything else in the calendar year for me. So, yeah, I mean, Definitive is in the top 3, 100%. But
Yeah.
flawless and national treasures are probably the top for me.
Where does the Topps Wander Franco rank? Does that make the top 10?
The worst, unfortunately.
Just the standalone
Wander
set?
Franco
Yeah, the
collection.
Wander Franco
Oh,
collection.
Yeah. Could I pick best product? Could it be all things Chrome baseball?
Yeah, of course.
Because I actually thought
I think they did a great job.
I
with Chrome
thought
baseball this
Topps Chrome was great. I thought Bowman Chrome was great. I thought all the configurations that they had, draft, but Cosmic Chrome.
Oh yeah, that's another
year.
sleeper.
Yeah,
That
I was
was-
gonna
Cosmic
say
was really good this year.
Cosmic Chrome was
maybe
was very
second
good.
year running for me
What
where
about
it may be
Gilded
my favorite
Chrome?
of the year.
So yeah,
Gilded was great. Yeah.
yeah. I'm going. Props to Topps for all things Chrome.
I enjoyed all the Chrome products this year, just like you did. I fear that when we get the NFL and NBA license, it's like Chrome everything. That's my fear.
Well, especially if they don't have the Panini,
Yeah.
names.
And then there's gonna be like 10 different versions of Chrome, kind of like what we're kind of getting with baseball now. That's kind of a fear of mine. So when they get the NFL and NBA license, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love like OG Chrome stuff, but I don't know. As long as they keep innovating, I guess I can't be too mad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, there'll be Cosmic Football. There'll be Cosmic Basketball. There'll
Can't
be
wait.
Bowman's Best Basketball. There'll be
Gilded
Bowman's
basketball.
Gilded Basketball.
Ooh, Gilded basketball would be nice though.
I want to, and Panini did this for a long time, and I always brought it up. Could we just, sometimes you come out with a release, it doesn't translate to every single category. You don't need to make like select and then select everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's so much easier to
in
not
Chrome,
Photoshop.
in Chrome, I mean, the writing
all
is on the
over
wall
again.
that it is Chrome. Topps would not be doing their job if they don't do Chrome everything. When they get the license, there is going to be Chrome every release, and there's going to be even more. We're 100%, like, especially if they don't have the Panini, if they don't have the Prism like brand name, they're gonna make up for it with a million different types of Chrome.
All right, before we have to let C-Rad go here, let's go to Hobby Star of the Year. C-Rad, what are you thinking?
The Hobby Star of the Year. Can I say Shohei Ohtani?
Of course you can.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
Yeah,
you
go. The
don't have
guy's
to go
on
with the board.
screen. Yeah, just
Yeah, I mean,
put some
I
guys
feel
up
like
there.
Another historic year in the books for Ohtani. I feel like his stuff still has room. And I know it's crazy high already.
One of the few guys who grew.
He won't pitch anymore, but
One of the few guys whose market value in this hobby continues to grow.
And now he's going to be wearing that Dodger blue. You feel me, Cody?
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, it's going to
Love
help
you,
him.
Cody.
Oh, I can't believe you have
Unfortunately,
Connor
no.
Bedard on here. We've had, don't we talk about
All
that?
one
We
of his cards.
But we talk about that in 2024.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess so.
He literally has one card. That's an Easter egg. I guess
Wemby kinda falls
after
in, too.
Ohtani, I would have to go Hobby Star of the Year. There was a ton of hype on Victor Wembanyama, but it just makes me sad.
But yeah, you got to say the Bowman Chrome U basketball with Wemby, like everybody was ripping a ton of that. Like when has everybody gone through as much? Like
Never. Prism draft picks. Remember how
collegiate,
insane
yeah.
that was? It was
Actually, draft picks was probably the best Wemby product this year. because
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Bowman Chrome, we still had so much of it. We couldn't even sell it. Nobody wanted it.
it's gone now.
Oh, it's gone now.
It was
finally.
a lot easier to pull Wemby out of Prism draft pick stuff,
Yeah.
and it still was.
Yeah, because
sought
what they
after.
didn't do is they didn't really make a true base of Wembanyama on that, right? So they only made that short print photo variation and then the autograph redemptions.
He was his coming into the hobby and getting drafted was a pretty big story this past year.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, my vote would be for him and Ohtani.
Who's yours, Dan?
I'm gonna go Wemby because again, like what I just said, I've never seen so much collegiate product Chrome U ripped, chasing either that photo variation or the autograph redemptions and the inscribed number to 99. And they had the event where they gave away the live redemptions and one person got the inscribed Wemby card.
I feel like we're not really talking about it much anymore, though. We were talking about it then.
If his team could win a game.
It's that. It's the Panini not having autos. Like, I think all of that comes into play.
Because
I
Prism
w- I-
basketball is coming out soon.
Yes. And that's
So-
going to be huge.
And I think we're going to start talking about him. That's the thing. We haven't had, besides Chrome U basketball
And Prism Draft.
and Prism Draft, we haven't had enough products to talk about him.
And it should be mentioned that, remember, of all people, it was Shams Charania was the guy who dropped that, hey, Topps is going to start making basketball products with NBA players in it this season. Now, obviously, we just been through a third of the season and nothing's happened, but it's very possible that February, March, April, we get some Topps Chrome something where it's got unlicensed basketball and it's got Wemby autos in it. So
He's averaging 18 points a game right now.
he's having a nice
He's
start
having-
to. He's
he's
having a
having
great
a-
start to the year.
They almost
just
need
stink.
to do that, right? They almost need to
They
come
have
out with
to.
a Topps Chrome with airbrushed Victor Wembanyama rookie autographs. They need to do that for the hobby.
My hobby star of the year is Brock Purdy for the simple fact that this guy
Fresh turnovers.
was drafted the last. You know what's the difference between all these guys? These guys are all first rounders, and two first overall picks here on our screen here with Bedard, Wembanyama. You got Gunnar Henderson there as well. Those guys were all slated to be great. Brock Purdy makes the common man have hope in life that you could be basically the last chosen. You could be not even chosen, and you could go out there and you could set the world on fire and have the greatest start to
I
any
don't think he's the
NFL
best
career.
quarterback on the screen.
There's.
Throw the
Are we,
quarterback on the screen.
do we know what Gunnar Henderson's high school stats were?
I bet Gunnar Henderson can throw a football.
I mean, I
And-
would be
and
shocked,
Wemby,
honestly.
he could definitely throw over everybody.
That's fair.
I mean, no one is.
I'm gonna
batting
go on a
down
limb.
Wemby pass.
I'm going to go on a limb,
the line of
though,
scrimmage.
and say Connor Bedard. Probably not the best arm motion when it comes to quarterback
Yeah,
play.
I mean,
Well, where's that last picture you had of Bedard and Wembanyama standing next to each
Oh,
other?
yeah. That's a big. There's
Let's see. If I had
quite,
to rank,
quite a height
if I had to
difference.
rank best quarterbacks on that screen, I'm going Gunnar Henderson 1. I'm going Wemby 2 because again, nobody's gonna bat down the ball at line of scrimmage. You don't have to worry about that. Then I'm going Purdy, and then I'm going Bedard.
All right, well, at least.
And
it's
I actually
top
think
three.
Bedard could end up. He's so young, he could actually end up
a lot of
becoming
potential.
a
There's a lot of
better
room to
quarterback
grow.
than Brock Purdy.
Sure.
So he's only 19.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Purdy because I kind of agree with what Doug's saying is that, yeah, going from the last pick to like you are the biggest rookie of your class is incredible. This doesn't happen. But
how many quarterbacks were picked in front of him that are most of them starting?
I think I'm going to put him, but I'm going to go more of a bigger view. I think that the rookie class for baseball, and because too, I think the most consistent sport this year for product releases, for big hyped
I
releases.
was actually deciding between him and Corbin Carroll, honestly.
Baseball. Baseball's been the most consistent sport all year long. Obviously, that
because we can get the product.
Because we can get the product to rip.
I mean,
it's the strength.
Take note, distributors.
Yes, it's the strength of Fanatics and Tops right now that they are doing this.
Take note, Panini.
And that's what we're ripping the most, and that's what people are getting their eyeballs on the most, and it's what's getting the most hype. And the fact that it coincided with a really, really good rookie class with Corbin and Adley and Gunnar. And we're not even talking about the guys we talked about at the beginning of the year, Anthony Volpe, Jordan Walker. So many good rookies. And the fact that baseball cards had this huge year with this, just sort of in general, the baseball rookies are one of my picks.
Well, and him going all the way to the World Series, too. I mean,
too.
A guy that's
Corbin's the top of that list for me. And then you've got everybody right under him. And it's a lot of good guys. Didn't even talk about Michael Harris, who was the rookie of the year last year, who was a rookie in these products. Tons of guys.
I bet you Corbin Carroll couldn't throw it over the line either. How tall is he?
He's not a very tall man.
He's 5'10".
He'd be up.
He does a little bit of everything, though. I'm never going to put anything past him.
Definitely. I'd probably have him over Bedard.
He's a short king, though,
I think
as well.
I'd probably have him
Short
over
kings,
Purdy as well.
Yeah.
Again, can you? Like I said, nobody is knocking down Wemby at the line of scrimmage.
No, definitely not.
I mean,
Rookie of the Year, All-Star, and going to the World
went to the
Series.
World
I mean,
Series.
what more can you want from a rookie baseball player?
He's now a collector himself.
Right.
As well.
Thanks to Evan Longoria. Shout out.
Thank you, Longoria.
Former Giant. Former Giant who never went to the Dodgers.
He got Corbin into collecting.
That's what we're thinking. Although he might have been into it.
Surprising, right? Evan Longoria, Southern California, he went to Long Beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised he never played for the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's true.
Not yet.
Not a bum. That's
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent coming off the bench. I mean, the Dodgers, it's not like money is an issue,
Please
right?
don't
They're
speak this into existence.
Hell yeah.
It's the last thing I need.
He is 38. I don't know if he's going to, play.
And he'd like to win a World Series.
So
it wouldn't be that
Longoria
crazy.
going to the Dodgers, Brandon Crawford going to the Dodgers.
Okay, now let's not go crazy here. Good Lord.
They would all look good in Dodger blue.
Taking our last week to just say absolute vile things on this podcast.
Would you be surprised?
How dare you?
Would you be surprised if Brandon Crawford ends up being a
Yes,
Dodger?
I'd be shocked.
He's too old, too.
Lifelong, no. The only place he'll go is probably the Diamondbacks because probably his family's got a home there in Scottsdale. That's probably about it.
Yeah, Long Beach State University and Downey, California for Evan Longoria.
Although, shoot, Crawford was a UCLA Bruin.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying,
Okay, no. Angels. He's going to the Angels.
Yeah, Angels need some help.
Angels need help.
Man, this card sold in 2022. Jason Dominguez, a 2020 Bowman Chrome Superfractor, sold for $475,000 back in February 2022. What do you guys think this card is worth today?
Oh, man, what a time.
Guy hit the peak on that.
What a time. What a time.
Let's also remember, even again, this is the peak, the probably the end of the peak. This is still an outlier for even the craziest times. Everyone kind of agreed, he paid a premium on it because he wanted it so bad.
I honestly, what I would pay for it or what I think it generally would go for.
What should
If somebody submitted it to Golden and it ran for the next month, what do you think it's going?
$75,000.
I was gonna
That
go
feels
with
right.
about half what it sold for.
I don't think
that
is a $250,000. $250,000.
I mean, this guy's probably got to win 3 World Series MVPs to get back to that price, I would think, at this point.
I'll say it still would hit 100K based solely on the fact that he got called up last year and it made an impression. He is hurt for half the season. Tommy John. But for but he will be the starting center fielder the moment he's back. So I'll still say it's 100K.
I say half. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not a speedster. He needs to hit some long home runs and maybe get that Judge type record going maybe for that card.
He needs to just get healthy, frankly. Yeah.
But he did come up.
He did.
And he
looked good.
And he looked good.
Looked very good. And it was a bummer he got hurt because it looked like he was going to make a
I
big impression.
want to say that might be in the top 10 of baseball card
It
sales.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it's
most definitely
it's
is.
crazy. It really
I mean, it
speaks
is-
to the time.
I mean, yeah, like Doug was saying, like, what is possibly the ceiling on that? Like, what does Jason Dominguez have to do to get your $475,000 back?
Win as many rings as Derek Jeter and play like Aaron Judge in
he
2022
would have
every
to
year
come
of his
back
career.
and not counting this season that he comes back, but his first full season, he'd basically have to hit for the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And basically be like, this guy is on a next level. There's basically Jason Dominguez
And everybody else.
and then everybody else well below him.
Well, to get back to this price point, maybe you guys have a good answer. What would a Trout 101 Superfractor go for?
Well, what did that go for? Like $4 million, right?
Yeah.
So
Or 3.8?
you
Man,
have to get too close to Trout level. Yeah.
I don't think that that
Not necessarily be Trout because Trout.
I don't, but I don't.
Trout selling for $4 million.
But I don't think that Trout card goes for $4 million now.
no, I don't even think it tickles $2 million. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's like $1.5 million card now.
And I only think it goes to $1.5 million because it went for $4 million before.
And I mean, and this will play into what we'll talk about on the last slide because it really did. Thinking about this card sale in the context of card sales in 2023, I think I counted. This is from Card Ladder that there were, I think, 12 cards that sold for $1 million or more this year. And there were only 2 modern cards. One was a 2000 playoff contenders BGS 9 Brady. The other,
Champ ticket, right?
yep. The other wasn't even a sports card. It was the Magic the Gathering 1 of 1. So you could say the only ultra modern card that sold.
That was in 2023.
That was 2023
And you
sales.
take
do
Post
we know?
Malone
Do we
out
know
of the
how many
equation.
cards that sold for over $1 million in 2022?
I'd have to look it up, but I'm gonna bet right now
more than
a lot
more than yes.
probably a lot more. In 2021, probably even more than that. So and it's. I think the Ruth was the $7 million. Almost everything after that was pre 1960 vintage. Maybe there was one. There's a Pokemon one in there, I think, from the Japanese set. So just something that has been echoed on this podcast before. If you are investing in stuff, vintage.
You know, I
vintage.
saw a card. This is a little bit off topic, but I saw a card the other day, and I was like, man, I'd really like to own that. It was still a little bit more expensive than I wanted to spend. 2006 Upper Deck Exquisite Football, Vince Young, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, and Jamarcus Russell.
That's a fun card.
And or actually, maybe it wasn't Jamarcus Russell because that'd be 2006. But like, I was just imagining, if we had like the breaking hype in 2006 with Vince Young, Leinart, and Reggie Bush all coming out, it'd be insane, right? And now look where we're at with those guys.
There'd be a $500K bounty on that card. The moment they'd be like, "Oh, this is in there, $500K bounty."
Maybe it was Mario Williams. It was a quad auto, but it can't be Jamarcus because he was 2007.
No.
But I was just like, man, it just goes to show you that the hype. What's the percentage?
Reggie Bush had a good NFL career.
He did.
Good.
Vince Young
had some
had
flashes.
I would say a decent.
Matt Leinart
Matt Leinart
is a good commentator.
But Matt Leinart like bounced around a little bit, backed up a lot of guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I would say.
More than we could
I would say he had a
Oh, Brady Quinn.
Brady.
So it's no
On the same
no.
college football.
No,
Fox
that's
and
2007 as well. But there is a 2007
they're all the same
exquisite.
announcers team.
There's a Vince Young, Jamarcus Russell, Matt Leinart, and Brady Quinn quad auto for $1,000 on there
Jeez,
That's a lot of money.
it's a lot.
for 4 guys that came out and were so hyped, right? And then basically
Nada.
nothing. Matt Leinart probably would have sold more than Vince Young and Reggie Bush back in those times.
Probably. Although that college football championship kind of did, everybody kind of went from, everyone thought it was Leinart, and then the moment that game happened, everyone was on the Vince Young train.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, remember Mario Williams got drafted first, and Texas fans were pissed.
Yep.
Because then Vince Young went next. All right, so we got a little, what is this?
This is a year-end buy, sell, or hold. This is a year-end buy, sell, or hold, and I'm focusing on 3 of the biggest sales of 3 of the biggest rookies from 2023. And you tell me, buy, sell, or hold at these prices. They are obviously huge prices because they're 3 of the biggest cards from 3 of the biggest rookies. First one, sold on December 2nd of this year, a 3 out of 5 Corbin Carroll PSA 10 Bowman Chrome rookie that sold for $15,250. The Black Nebula 1/1 Mosaic rookie of CJ Stroud non-autos sold on November 8th for $14,000. Or the Bowman Chrome U Superfractor auto, Bowman University Best, sorry, of Victor Wembanyama. It says first ever auto on it. It is a sticker auto. It says first ever Superfractor, sold on August 30th for $67,333. Still the highest sold Wemby card to date. Which one you buying? Which one you selling? Which one you holding? And think future prospects here. Think future prospects. Which one of those for buy, sell, and hold?
Man, I wish I could sell 2 of these and buy one. But I'm gonna buy the Corbin Carroll. I think that has a higher upside there. It is Bowman Chrome. Prefer it to be the Topps Chrome if it's gonna be a rookie, but I'm gonna buy that one. Good looking card. Gotta sell the Wembanyama. I know it's got the first ever inscription on there. And I would like to sell the Stroud too, because I think once Prism comes out, it's gonna devalue the Mosaic. But I guess if I had to hold one, it'd be the CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same boat. Selling the Wemby because it isn't an NBA license card. Holding the Stroud because I have to, and then buying the Corbin Carroll because you have to. Because I have to, and the fact that I think out of all 3 of those, that one probably has the best chance of going up.
I'm selling the Corbin Carroll.
Wow.
Because in order for him to maintain his prices and go higher, he's got to be like we just talked about Dominguez. He's got to go on the trial level.
Yep.
I'm holding the Victor Wembanyama.
I almost thought about that too because of the first ever.
I mean, like I know you said it's like it's not NBA license, but we're never gonna get an NBA license rookie of Wembanyama. It's just never happening.
$67,000, man.
But to be fair, this is not a rookie. Does not have a rookie.
You're right. Not a rookie, but his first ever signed autograph sticker.
Now,
special still.
What I actually bringing that up? What kind of value are Prism in person autos going to have of Wembanyama that are PSA
labbed? Is he going to have somebody over his shoulder saying, no, you can't sign that. You're not allowed to sign that, buddy.
But if you go to a game,
I don't know. Is that a breach of his contract if he does that?
Like, you're all, he's going to have basketballs to sign and somebody's going to have jerseys and stuff like that. Somebody hands him a card, or he does like an in-person event somewhere in San Antonio.
And somebody brings a Prism base.
And you show up with a Prism, or you get crazy.
But the one of one.
You're like a gold Prism rookie, and you get that, and it's the only one autograph.
I think if you're going to get him to do that, it has to be like at a game where you're just trying to sneak it in. Because if he's at an event, I guarantee there will be someone who says he's not signing cards.
Yeah, because there was some controversy.
Because they know that's going to happen.
There was some controversy with the Bo Jackson. I guess he can't sign. You know that photo with him, the shoulder pads and the bat?
Yeah, like the
something weird about some kind of contractual obligations.
Really?
Yes. He can't sign that card, or he can't even sign posters of that card.
That's interesting.
I don't know why, but somebody tried to get him to. Somebody actually created a reproduction of it, and he said no.
Wow,
that is crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah, so I'm holding the Wembanyama, and then I'm buying the Stroud because, god damn, this is like I love Nebula year in year out, but this is the prettiest Nebula that I have ever seen in my entire life.
It does look good.
And I know Prism's coming out, but Lord, look at this card. I'm talking about just from an aesthetic standpoint. I love the coloring, the purple, the teal, the black. It's like a perfect card to me. Like if I'm a CJ Stroud collector, I gotta have this in my collection.
Yeah. I think I'm buying Stroud actually. The same sort of reasons. I know Prism's coming, but like it's a beautiful card. It's still, even with Prism on the market, will be one of his best cards because there's no autos this year.
Yep.
I will sell Wemby. I'm curious if the Black Prism eclipses that total.
That's gonna blow it away.
It's gonna blow it away.
Crazy,
okay,
yeah.
I'm just I'm not crazy.
Should
I'm not
be a Nebula Prism and a Prism choice, I would think too.
It drives me crazy though. Like Mosaic, generally in basketball comes out
last,
right?
Yeah,
the very last product.
Mosaic in football comes out before mostly everything else.
Probably because they make the basketball design first, and then you do use the same design for football.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it drives me crazy.
I hate that Mosaic comes out so late
Yeah.
too, because it's like it feels so irrelevant by the time
Yeah,
it comes out.
I kind of
Especially-
honestly, I kind of hate Mosaic, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a fan.
I'm not usually in.
I like
either.
Mosaic football. I'm not a big.
Well, why
fan
didn't
of
you
Mosaic
put that as your
basketball.
least favorite product of the year?
Now that I'm thinking about it,
because there was
it's
no
gonna-
Mosaic baseball this year. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's true.
Thank God.
Because that would I know. Good lord. But I'll hold the Corbin. Yeah, I think he's going up as well.
Sweet. Well, I think that's it, guys, for the hype episode. You call it whatever you want to call it.
320, right?
320, remember that.
320. We should all just go ahead
320.
and talk about.
Happy New
Actually,
Year,
we should just have an
everyone. Happy
episode where we
holidays.
just talk about nothing about the number of the episode.
Numerology. I like it.
Or maybe we have an episode where we don't even talk about sports cards.
320
Well, that's every other
episodes.
week.
That's true.
You know, 320 episodes. That's a lot of episodes.
That's a marker.
We
That's
didn't
a
talk
lot.
about food this time, though. We usually do.
Yeah, we did talk taco fractors.
You did
That's
talk about
true.
that.
We did.
They did talk taco fractors. Is that a New Year's resolution? More food talk, more Bay Area talk. That's a New Year's resolution.
I
here
don't
for
know
the
if
hype.
we can do any more. I don't know if we can do more Bay Area talk.
More freeway talk.
Oh man, I still want to do
March. Be
I
ready,
still want-
March.
I still want to.
I got the brackets.
dude. The California highway bracket is what I want to do.
Well, we are talking about having more guests, and we have a little. We will break the news when we're ready for it, but we're talking about doing something different. Still having this podcast, but in another podcast with this.
Big
that me and
things
Cody-
coming.
Me and Cody were talking about. So,
Yep,
which I haven't talked to you
2024.
guys about yet, but yeah. So make sure you guys follow us, Mojobreak_com on Instagram. Join the Facebook group, The Hype, and contribute to the content. Buy, sell, trade over there as you want. And we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.